welcome to the discussion. Today, we're tackling a fascinating paper exploring the connection between overall wage inequality and its breakdown into between firm and within firm components. It uses a sorting model, a model that explains how workers are matched to jobs based on their skills and the characteristics of the jobs. What's the big picture question this research is trying to answer?
The core question is why we see a strong relationship between overall wage inequality and the portion of that inequality driven by differences in pay between companies rather than within them. In many developed countries, increases in overall inequality have been largely due to bigger gaps in pay between firms, not necessarily bigger gaps within individual companies. This paper tries to explain why that is.
That's intriguing. So it's not just that inequality is rising, but the source of that inequality is shifting towards differences between companies.
Exactly. And that's puzzling because existing theories about things like skill bias technological change don't fully explain why between firm inequality would rise disproportionately.
So how does this paper approach the problem? What kind of model do they build?
They create a sophisticated but analytically tractable model. It combines elements of several existing models, incorporating things like worker skill heterogeneity, firm productivity differences, firm size choices, and even the provision of amenities like good working conditions by firms.
Amenities, how do those fit into a model of wage inequality?
The model suggests that higher productivity firms, which tend to be larger, can afford to offer better amenities and higher wages. This is because they benefit more from the increased effort that comes with better amenities. It's a form of compensating differential. Workers are compensated for effort with both wages and perks.
So more productive firms are essentially competing for talent by offering a better overall package.
Precisely. And this competition, along with the other factors in the model, shapes how workers sort themselves into different firms and jobs.
And this sorting is key to understanding the relationship between overall and between firm inequality.
Absolutely. The model shows that the strength of this sorting, how well high-skilled workers match up with high-productivity firms, is directly linked to the proportion of overall inequality explained by between firm differences.
Can you elaborate on that link? How does the model show this?
The model simplifies things by assuming normal distributions for worker skills, firm productivity, and task characteristics within firms. This allows for an analytical solution, meaning they can derive clear mathematical relationships. They find that the share of overall wage inequality explained by between firm inequality is closely tied to the correlation between worker skill and firm productivity.
So stronger sorting leads to a larger share of inequality coming from between firm differences.
Yes. And the model shows that various changes to the economy, like changes in skill distribution, firm productivity, amenity provision costs, or span of control costs, all affect overall within firm and between firm inequality in a similar direction. But the effect on between firm inequality is often disproportionately large.
That's a powerful result. Does the model make any predictions about how these different factors might affect inequality over time?
Yes, they calibrate the model to Norwegian data from 1995 to 2019. This allows them to see which factors were most important in driving the observed changes in inequality during that period.
And what did the calibration reveal?
They found that between 1995 and 2014, increases in skill variance, think of this as skill bias technological change, and a decrease in span of control costs, meaning it became cheaper for firms to manage larger workforces, were major drivers of both wage and welfare inequality.
So technological change played a significant role.
Yes, but the decrease in span of control costs was also crucial, particularly for wage inequality. A large part of the increase in between firm wage inequality during this period was actually due to changes in compensating differentials, the extra pay for effort and amenities.
Interesting. What about the period after 2014?
After 2015, the trends reversed somewhat. Overall, wage inequality decreased, but welfare inequality continued to rise. The model suggests this was because the supply of high quality jobs decreased due to factors like a fall in productivity variance and an increase in amenity provision costs.
So the decrease in overall wage inequality didn't necessarily mean a decrease in underlying welfare inequality?
Exactly. The changes in the composition of compensation, the balance between wages and amenities, masked the continued increase in welfare inequality.
This highlights the importance of considering both wages and amenities when analyzing inequality.
Absolutely. The paper shows that focusing solely on wages can be misleading.
What are the broader implications of this research?
The paper provides a strong theoretical framework for understanding the observed co-movement of overall and between firm wage inequality. It shows that this co-movement isn't necessarily surprising and can be driven by a variety of factors.
So it's not just one specific cause, but a combination of factors that can lead to this pattern?
Precisely. And the calibration to Norwegian data helps to quantify the relative importance of those factors in a specific context.
What are some limitations of the model?
The model relies on simplifying assumptions, such as normal distributions for key variables. While these assumptions make the model tractable, they might not perfectly capture the complexities of real-world labor markets.
Are there any future research directions suggested by this work?
The model could be extended to incorporate more realistic features, such as firm entry and exit, or different types of amenities. Further empirical work could also explore the generalizability of the findings to other countries and contexts.
So this research offers a valuable contribution to our understanding of wage inequality, emphasizing the importance of considering both between firm and within firm components, as well as the role of amenities.
Exactly. It provides a more nuanced picture of inequality than previous studies, highlighting the complex interplay of factors that shape wage distributions.
This has been a really insightful discussion. Thank you for explaining this complex research in such a clear and engaging way.